Hello. Today I will be doing a deep dive into my workshop, Technology in the Classroom. My name is Ainsley and I'm excited to share the peak of an intensive 8-week journey into educational technology. For many, EdTech is just a buzzword, but for us it is the bridge between a student's potential and their future career. We are going to move through 8 distinct modules, ranging from video production to data management. I am not just going to show you the what, but the why and the how. We will look at the specific skills required for each week, look at real-world classroom examples, I'll explain the assignments you'll be leading, and I will share the key takeaways that redefined my own teaching philosophy. In week 1, we start at the source, creating a YouTube channel. For a technology teacher, a YouTube channel isn't a social media platform. It's a video on-demand library. The core skills here involve account verification, which is a step mini skip, but it is vital if you want to upload instructional videos that are longer than 15 minutes. We also covered channel branding, such as creating a professional banner and an About section that clearly states your educational goals. Assignment: create a channel trailer that explains your class mission. Example: think of a student who's absent for a week. Instead of a stack of makeup work, they have a curated playlist of your direct instruction. My biggest takeaway was the realization of the invisible student. Not every student learns in our physical room during our set hours. By creating a YouTube headquarters, we provide a 24/7 resource for the student who is sick, the student who needs to hear a lecture 3 times to understand it, and the parents who want to support their child's learning at home. It is about removing barriers to entry. Week 2 moves us into advanced PowerPoint techniques. We often think we know PowerPoint, but are we using its full engine? In this module, we focus on the integration of high-fidelity graphics, external sample videos, and most importantly, narration. The skill here is learning how to record your slideshow as a continuous presentation, where the audio is synced perfectly to the slide transitions. You will learn to duck the background music so that your voice remains the focal point. The assignment: build a 5-slide lesson where every slide has a synced voiceover and at least one interactive media element. My takeaway here was discovering that narrated PowerPoints are essentially offline-friendly videos. By exporting your presentation as an MP4, you create a resource that can be played on any device without the student needing the PowerPoint software itself. It's the ultimate way to flip your classroom while maintaining your personal voice and presence in the lesson. Week 3 tackles the ethical and technical side of media, copyright laws. As teachers, we often operate under the fair use umbrella, but we must understand the nuances. We learn how to find royalty-free music and Creative Commons imagery. This isn't just about avoiding a lawsuit, it's about digital citizenship. Furthermore, we master the technical skill of nesting video files. If you have ever had a video fail to play during a presentation, it's most likely because of a broken link. We learn how to embed the actual data into the file and structure. The assignment: research 3 pieces of media, song, image, video clip, and justify their use under educational fair use laws. My takeaway is that we are the primary models for our students. If we steal images or music for our lessons, we're silently teaching our students that intellectual property doesn't matter. By using properly sourced materials, we demonstrate respect for creators and teach our students how to navigate the professional world legally. Week 4 brings us into the Google ecosystem. We specifically look at Google Docs as a collaborative workspace rather than a word processor. The skills involve advanced document formatting, using headers for accessibility, creating live links, and managing sharing permissions. We focus on the comment and suggestion features that allow for real-time coaching. The assignment: create a basic Word document that functions as a choice board, where students click links to navigate their own learning path. The key takeaway here is the death of the attachment. We are moving away from the era of Final Draft version 2.docx By using Google for Education, the document becomes a living space. My takeaway was that I can provide feedback while the student is working, catching errors and offering encouragement in the moment of learning rather than a week later when the grade is finalized. In week 5, we master Excel spreadsheets. This is often the most intimidating week, but it is the most rewarding. We learn to build a gradebook from scratch, utilizing formulas like equal sum, equal average, and the logic-based equal if statement. But the real skill is conditional formatting. This is where you tell the computer to monitor the data for you. For example, if a student's grade is below 65, turn the cell bright red. The assignment: build a gradebook that automatically turns the cell red if a student's grade falls below 65%. Example: imagine having 150 students. You can't spot every trend manually. With Excel, the data speaks to you. My takeaway was that Excel turns a teacher from a grader into a data scientist. Instead of just seeing a list of numbers, you start to see patterns. You can instantly see if 80% of your class failed a specific question, telling you that you need to reteach that topic. It takes the guesswork out of instruction and allows for targeted, data-driven support for the students who need it most. Week 6 is about TED Ed in the flipped classroom. The skill here is learning how to wrap a video in an instructional layer. You aren't just showing a video, you are creating a cycle of watch, think, dig deeper, and discuss. You'll learn how to customize the questions, both multiple choice for quick assessment and open-ended for critical thinking. The assignment: flip a 3-minute video on a tech topic. Include 3 think questions and 1 discussion prompt. My takeaway from this week was that I learned that the dig deeper section is a powerful tool for differentiation. In a classroom where some students finish in 10 minutes and others need an hour, the dig deeper section provides a sanctuary for the fast-paced learners to explore further resources without needing a separate lesson plan from the teacher. It creates a self-sustaining environment of curiosity. Week 7 introduces gamification through Kahoot and other platforms. The skill isn't just in making the game, it's in the data review. We look at how to pull a report after the game to see which students struggled and which questions were blind spots for the whole class. We also discuss ghost mode. This allows students to play against their own previous high scores to try and do better each time. The assignment: create a 10-question review game that uses ghost mode or team mode to encourage collaboration. My takeaway here is that gamification is the ultimate engagement tool. It breaks the monotony of the test. However, the real value is the safe failure it provides. Students are willing to take risks and try difficult questions because the environment feels like a game, but the data you receive as a teacher is just as valid as a formal quiz. We conclude in Week 8 with Canva. Design is often overlooked in education, but it is the first thing a student sees. In this module, we learn how to use professional templates to create infographics, classroom posters, and newsletters. We focus on visual hierarchy, ensuring that most important information stands out. The assignment: design a professional classroom infographic that explains a complex tech concept, like how the cloud works. The takeaway here is cognitive load. If a handout is ugly, cluttered, or poorly formatted, a student's brain spends more energy trying to read it than it does actually learning the content. By using Canva to create clean, professional, and visually engaging materials, we are actually making the content easier to learn. Good design is quite literally good teaching. As we wrap up this workshop, I want to reflect on this learning journey. 8 weeks ago, these were all just icons on a screen. Now they're the pillars of a digital classroom. From the legalities of copyright to the excitement of a Kahoot game, these tools are about one thing: making us more effective mentors for our students. I have learned that technology isn't a replacement for a great teacher, it's an accelerator, and that being a technology teacher isn't about knowing every single button. It's about knowing which tool to use to solve a specific problem. I hope this workshop gives you the confidence to try one or all of these tools in your classroom. Thank you for your time today.